Imagine a world where the population is wiped out by a disease that spreads faster than anyone can stop it. Terrifying, right? Some of the deadliest epidemics in human history have done just that, leaving devastation in their wake. In this video, we'll uncover the top 10 deadliest epidemics that forever changed our world. You won't believe the impact of some of these diseases. Let's dive in. Number 10. The Third Cholera Pandemic, 1852 to 1860. Starting at number 10 is the Third Cholera Pandemic, which raged across Europe, Asia, and Africa, claiming an estimated 1 million lives. Cholera is an acute intestinal infection caused by ingesting contaminated water. This pandemic was the deadliest of the 7 cholera pandemics, leading to widespread panic and massive public health reforms. It was so severe that cities like London were forced to build new sewage systems to prevent further outbreaks. Imagine the fear, with every sip of water carrying the potential of a deadly disease. Number 9. The Spanish Flu, 1918 to 1919. Next up, we have the Spanish flu of 1918, which infected about 1/3 of the world's population, with a death toll estimated between 20 to 50 million people. This influenza pandemic spread rapidly across the globe, fueled by the movement of troops during World War I. The virus struck down healthy adults, particularly in the prime of their lives, causing panic and sorrow everywhere it went. Hospitals were overcrowded, and the world was in chaos. The Spanish flu remains one of the deadliest pandemics in history, and its impact on global health policy is still felt today. Number 8. The Black Death, 1347 to 1351. And at number 8, we have the infamous Black Death, which devastated Europe in the 14th century. The plague, caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, swept through Europe, killing an estimated 25 million people, almost 1/3 of the continent's population. The death toll was so high that entire villages were wiped out in a matter of weeks. Imagine walking through a deserted town with only the sounds of rats scurrying about as the dead were hastily buried in mass graves. The Black Death sparked paranoia and confusion, and its aftermath changed the social and economic structure of Europe for centuries. Number 7. HIV/AIDS Pandemic, 1880s present. Although it started in the early 1880s, the global HIV/AIDS pandemic is far from over. To date, over 36 million people have died from AIDS-related illnesses, with millions more living with HIV. The epidemic has disproportionately affected certain regions, including sub-Saharan Africa, and still claims lives today. What makes this epidemic particularly haunting is how it spread rapidly, often undetected, causing worldwide fear and stigma. A virus with no cure, it changed the way people approached healthcare, testing, and sexual practices. Number 6. The Plague of Justinian, 541 to 542. Number 6 is the Plague of Justinian, which ravaged the Byzantine Empire in the 6th century. It killed an estimated 25 to 50 million people and was caused by the same bacterium as the Black Death. The Plague of Justinian significantly weakened the Byzantine Empire, contributing to its eventual fall. The outbreak was so severe that entire cities were left desolate, and the once thriving Mediterranean trade routes were all but destroyed. What made this plague even more chilling was how quickly it spread along those same trade routes, proving that disease can travel just as quickly as commerce. Number 5. The Antonine Plague, 165 to 180 AD. At number 5 is the Antonine Plague, which struck the Roman Empire in the 2nd century. It is believed to have been caused by the smallpox virus, killing an estimated 5 million people. The epidemic spread across the Roman Empire, decimating the army and weakening the empire's power. The epidemic was devastating not only because of the massive loss of life, but because it hastened the empire's decline. Roman soldiers returned from campaigns in the east carrying the virus back to their homeland, infecting both soldiers and civilians alike. Before we continue, if you're enjoying this deep dive into history's deadliest epidemics, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Please subscribe, because hitting your subscribe button can give me new motivation to work harder and succeed. Let's keep this journey going and uncover more shocking history together. Number 4. The Asian flu, 1957 to 1958. Coming in at number 4, the Asian flu emerged in 1957 and lasted until 1958. It was caused by an H2N2 influenza virus and spread from East Asia to other parts of the world. The epidemic claimed an estimated 1 million lives worldwide. It spread quickly, fueled by air travel, and claimed lives before scientists could develop a vaccine. The impact was so severe that public health systems worldwide were forced to respond with mass vaccination programs and new measures to prevent future outbreaks. It serves as a grim reminder of how rapidly disease can spread in a connected world. Number 3, the Hong Kong flu, 1968 to 1969. Number 3 on our list is the Hong Kong flu, which began in 1968 and spread worldwide by 1969. Caused by the H3N2 virus, it infected around 1 billion people globally and killed approximately 1 million. This flu pandemic was similar to the Asian flu, but what made it so alarming was how quickly it spread across the globe, aided by modern air travel. The virus proved deadly, especially for older adults and young children. The world watched in fear as the pandemic unfolded, with hospitals overwhelmed and society facing the growing threat of more deadly strains of influenza. Number 2, the cholera pandemic, 1817 to 1824. At number 2, we have the first cholera pandemic, which began in India in 1817 and spread to Asia, Europe, and Africa. The death toll from this pandemic was enormous, with estimates ranging between 1 to 2 million. Cholera is a bacterial infection spread through contaminated water, and this pandemic highlighted the lack of clean water and sanitation systems. The disease spread rapidly along trade routes, and major cities became overwhelmed by the influx of the sick and dying. The response to the pandemic sparked significant changes in public health infrastructure, especially in terms of water sanitation. Number 1, the bubonic plague, Black Death, 1347 to 1351. Topping our list is the bubonic plague, also known as the Black Death, which devastated Europe, Asia, and North Africa between 1347 and 1351. The plague wiped out 25 to 30 million people in Europe alone, and it's estimated to have killed 75 million to 200 million people worldwide. The bacterium Yersinia pestis was spread by fleas that infested rats, and its rapid spread was facilitated by trade routes. The Black Death left entire villages and cities desolate, with an air of fear and paranoia hanging over the survivors. The social, economic, and religious consequences of the plague continue to shape the world today, and that's our list of the top 10 deadliest epidemics in human history. Which one shocked you the most? Leave a comment below and let us know which epidemic you found the most chilling. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating top 10 lists from around the world. If you want to hear more about any other historical events or global topics, let us know in the comments and we'll dive into it in a future